I've gotten to a point in my life where I feel like I become stagnant. And don't get me wrong, right? I'm really proud of some of the things I've achieved. I have multiple degrees, I have a successful career. I feel like I'm a good family man. And honestly, I'm kind of happy with where my life is. But in the same time, I have to be really honest with myself. I'm the heaviest I've ever been, right? The last time I earned a degree was over 8 years ago. And to be honest with you, somewhere along the line, I feel like I just gotten too comfortable. I'm not ungrateful, right? I'm not lazy. I just gotten comfortable with where I am. Honestly, lately I've been feeling kind of scared, right? Because I don't want to get 10, 15 years down the road and look back and say, man, I really feel like I wasted my prime because I stopped growing. I stopped trying to achieve things. I stopped trying to be the best version of myself I can be. I just decided that at one point I was comfortable and that was good enough. So now I'm on a journey to start living my life to the fullest again, right? I want to build better discipline. I want to get better habits. I really want to see what's the best version of myself I could become if I really put my all into it, if I try hard every day, and I keep just implementing the small disciplines that I can get better at each and every single day. Honestly, I'm just a regular dad, right? Trying to take my life back. And I'm doing that through building better habits, becoming more disciplined, and just really committing to the things that I say I'm gonna do and see how the results come out. If you can relate to that, hit that like and subscribe button and let's grow with time together. So I really wanted to just start with something small, right? So I told myself, what are three really boring, easy habits that I can implement into my life every single day for the next 3 months? So I decided that the three main categories that I wanted to start working on was first, I wanted to do something that can get my health back to the point in which it was. And I want to work on my mental focus. And then finally, after that, I really want to be able to commit the things that I say I'm going to commit to. So, the habits that I implemented, the first thing I did was I told myself every single day, I'm going to walk at least 10,000 steps, right? And then habit number two, I told myself, I'm going to write down daily to do lists. And no matter what, I'm going to do what's on that list, even if it's one thing for that day. And then the third thing I decided to do was limit the amount of time I was on social media because I would get on social media for 5 minutes and that 5 minutes would turn to 10 minutes and then 45 minutes. And then honestly, I found myself doom scrolling for hours. So for 3 months, I implemented these habits and these were my results. Habit number one, I had to limit my amount of social media intake to only 1 hour a day for 3 months. The first thing I had to deal with was my screen time and how to monitor it, right? So I went and downloaded the app that told me exactly how long I was on social media every single day. And I made sure that app limited me to only 1 hour. So once I got up to that hour, it'll give me notifications telling me, look, you reached your total amount of time that you said you was gonna be on social media, and it's time to put the phone away. And to be honest with you, I realized that I was using social media as an escape, right? I knew that I had things to do. Whenever it came time to me needing to cut grass or work on something that I promised myself I was going to work on, I was like, I can just get on social media for 5 minutes. And what I ended up doing, watching a video for an hour, right? And that video was about nothing. It was just helping me escape from all the stresses and pressure that I was feeling from life. And it was just helping me be a little more carefree. But honestly, it never failed, right? After doom scrolling for hours and hours, I would always end up feeling like, man, I can't believe I wasted so much of my day. I told myself that I was going to get so much done, and all I've done was watch funny videos on social media for the last 2 hours. And on top of that, sometimes I would tell myself or trick myself into thinking I'm only going to get on social media to learn, right? To learn how to better edit videos, to learn how to be better at my profession. And all I was going on there and doing was seeing other people be successful, right? I was seeing other people make excellent content. I was seeing other people get on there and learn how to be more excellent at technology. But I was never actually taking the time out and implementing those things. All I was doing was wasting my time on social media. I had to implement one simple rule: 1 hour a day on social media. That's it. And really, it wasn't because social media was bad, but I wanted to prove to myself that I could be disciplined enough to do it. And not only that, I really wanted to take back control of my life. I really wanted to give that time in that day more purpose. So after only using social media for 1 hour a day, I really realized how much of my time was being sucked up by social media, right? And not only that, it really was taking away my ability to focus on one task for long periods of time because I found myself being at work and thinking, man, I really need to have something playing in the background in order to focus. But in reality, I really wasn't putting my full focus into the task at hand because I was splitting my energy into listening to social media, listening to podcasts, instead of really being the best version of myself I can be if I was just putting singular focus into one thing, right? So honestly, reducing my social media time felt wonderful. I felt like I was more present when I was with my family. I felt like I was more present at work. And it really made me an overall just better person. I I think I'm really going to stick to only using social media for a minimal amount of time a day. Habit number two was taking 10,000 steps every single day for 3 months. I'm not going to lie to you. At first, I thought taking 10,000 steps a day was too small of a goal, right? Especially for myself because I used to be a college athlete. I used to run almost every single day. I used to lift weights all the time. So doing something as simple as taking 10,000 steps seemed too easy for me. But what I soon found was taking that 10,000 steps was so much more than just exercise. It gave me time to decompress. It gave me time to think of big ideas that I wanted to implement throughout the day. It gave me time to just have an opportunity to self reflect on everything that I was doing in my life. And on top of that, taking those steps led to me exercising a lot more, right? When I came home, sometimes I felt so good that I wanted to do push ups, I wanted to do sit ups, and my body started to look somewhat similar to how I used to look when I was an athlete. I showed myself that I can commit to exercising every single day, right? And on top of that, I also feel like, man, I'm not out of my prime. I can really push my body to the limit. I can really be at my physical peak if I really wanted to. Taking 10,000 steps is something that I committed to for 3 months. And honestly, I'm going to commit to for the foreseeable future because I was happy to take that 10,000 steps. It made me feel better, right? Anything I was doing around the house, even walking up the steps, I felt like I had more energy throughout my day. And it made me really just a better person throughout. Implementing daily exercise is something that I'm going to continue doing every single day, right? Until I can't do it no more. And I recommend you doing it too. Habit number three was creating a daily goals list. I'm not gonna lie to you, this was probably the hardest one out of the three, right? Because I'm notorious for writing some things down and never going back and looking at the list, right? Sometimes I had a whole calendar full of meal preps that I was gonna do, and I ain't make not a single meal on that calendar. But I'm on a journey to become better. So every single day I committed to whatever I put on that list. But I told myself at first, I'm only going to start with putting two things on that list at a time, right? In the beginning, it really wasn't anything big, right? Like I would do simple things like make sure that I had to register my nephew for college and make sure he had all his paperwork done, right? And we had to also make sure that he had his deposit for his dorm rooms paid for. That would be an example or one of my daily things. Another example would be make sure you write your YouTube script so you can record a video today. That was another example of a really simple thing that I could implement daily that I made sure I committed to. And over time, I started making that list a little bit longer. By month two, I had up to 5 things on my daily to do list. And you're not going to believe it. I was knocking off every single thing, right? And it was probably because when I started small and then I built my way up to doing more and more tasks every single day. On top of that, it's probably a combination of things, right? When I stopped looking at social media so much, I had more time to get tasks done that was super important to me, right? When I was going on my daily walk, I had time to think about the goals that I wanted to achieve the next day. All three of these habits kind of started to intertwine, right? And they made doing one another easier. Doing this daily habit list honestly gave me small wins, right? It was easy for me to see that I was making progress into the person that I wanted to be because I can go back and I can look at my journal and I can say, okay, on January 1st, I was able to do this, this, and this, right? On February 3rd, I got so much things done. I was proud of myself when I looked back into my journal and I saw that I really completed a task every single day for 3 months. And that's big for me, man. I'm telling you, it's difficult for me to make lists and stick to them. But I'm continuously going to try and make daily goals for myself. And not only that, I'm going to extend that to making monthly and yearly goals as well. So what I learned is discipline doesn't really have to come from you doing some extreme things, right? I saw that I wanted to have a better physique, so I started with something small, like taking 10,000 steps a day. I saw that I wanted to be more focused at work and spend more time with my family, so I decided that I wanted to reduce my hours on social media. And I also wanted to be more efficient with my day, so making that daily task list made that happen. Nobody can sit there and say that they don't want to make small progress in their life, right? And nobody can look at themselves and say that they're perfect. All of us need to self reflect and start to do things to help us achieve the goals that we want to achieve and to become the best version of ourselves, right? I started with these three small habits that might not be interesting to you, but there's always going to be something that you can do to help yourself achieve those goals that you want to achieve. And honestly, if you like content like this, make sure you like and subscribe. And over time, let's get better together and become the best versions of ourselves that we can be. I'll see you in the next one. I'm out.